Melania Trump, From a Small European Town to the White House. Melania Trump's life story is one of transformation, ambition, discipline, and quiet strength. Born far from the spotlight of American politics, she rose from a modest European upbringing to become the First Lady of the United States, one of the most visible and scrutinized roles in the world. Her journey is not loud or dramatic, but steady, intentional, and deeply personal. Early life in Slovenia. Melania Trump was born Melania Knavs on the 26th of April 1970 in Novo Mesto, Slovenia, which was then part of Yugoslavia. She grew up in the nearby industrial town of Sevnica, a quiet place surrounded by rolling hills, rivers, and traditional European life. Her father, Viktor Knavs, worked as a car dealer and was known for his strong work ethic. Her mother, Amalia Knavs, was employed in the fashion industry as a pattern maker at a children's clothing factory. Amalia's profession played a major role in shaping Melania's early interest in fashion, fabrics, and design. From a young age, Melania was described as calm, observant, and disciplined. She was not loud or attention-seeking. Instead, she showed maturity beyond her years and a strong sense of independence. She spoke Slovenian as her first language and later learned English, French, German, Italian, and Serbo-Croatian, a skill that would later set her apart on the international stage. Education and early ambitions. Melania attended local schools in Slovenia and later enrolled at the University of Ljubljana, where she studied architecture and design. Although academically capable, her life took a different turn when she was discovered by a fashion photographer at the age of 16. Recognizing her tall frame, striking features, and natural poise, photographers encouraged her to pursue modeling. Melania soon realized that modeling could offer her something more than fame. It could offer freedom, global exposure, and independence. After a short time at university, she made the difficult decision to leave her studies and fully commit to a modeling career. Modeling career in Europe. In the early 1990 seconds, Melania worked as a professional model across Milan, Paris, and other European fashion capitals. She built a reputation for being reliable, professional, and reserved qualities that made her respected in an industry often known for chaos. Unlike many models, Melania avoided scandal and nightlife. She focused on work, contracts, and long-term goals. Her calm demeanor and multilingual skills made her especially attractive to international brands and photographers. In 1996, she made one of the most important decisions of her life, moving to New York City. New life in America. Arriving in the United States with limited connections but strong determination, Melania embraced the challenge of starting over in a competitive environment. New York City was fast, demanding, and unforgiving, but it was also full of opportunity. She quickly found work with major magazines and fashion houses. Her face appeared in Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, GQ, and Sports Illustrated. She became financially independent and supported herself without relying on others. Melania later described this period as empowering. America, to her, represented possibility where effort and discipline could still create success. Meeting Donald Trump. In September 1998, at a fashion industry event at the Kit Kat Club in New York City, Melania met Donald J. Trump, a real estate developer and media personality. Trump was immediately interested, but Melania was cautious. Instead of giving him her number, she asked for his. This moment became symbolic of her personality, confident, self-respecting, and in control of her choices. Their relationship developed slowly. Despite their age difference, they shared common values: ambition, loyalty, and a strong sense of personal identity. Marriage and motherhood. After several years together, Melania and Donald Trump married on the 22nd of January 2005 in a grand ceremony at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's estate in Palm Beach, Florida. The wedding was attended by celebrities, politicians, and business leaders from around the world. In 2006, Melania gave birth to their son, Baron William Trump. Motherhood became one of the most defining roles of her life. She chose to prioritize raising Baron, often stepping away from public events to focus on his education, health, and emotional well-being. Melania has frequently emphasized the importance of discipline, respect, and independence in parenting. Becoming an American citizen, in 2006, Melania officially became a United States citizen, a moment she described as deeply meaningful. Her journey from a small Slovenian town to American citizenship represented a personal version of the American dream. Years later, her immigration story would become a topic of public debate, especially during Donald Trump's political career. Despite criticism, Melania remained firm that she followed the law and earned her place through legal and professional means. The road to the White House. When Donald Trump announced his presidential campaign in 2015, Melania entered a world far removed from fashion and modeling. Politics brought intense media scrutiny, public judgment, and relentless pressure. Throughout the campaign, Melania remained measured and reserved. She spoke less than other political spouses, but chose her moments carefully. Her speeches focused on family values, kindness, and patriotism. In November 2016, Donald Trump was elected the 45th President of the United States. First Lady of the United States, 2017, 2021. As First Lady, Melania Trump broke many traditional expectations. She did not rush into the role, choosing instead to stay in New York initially so Baron could finish his school year. This decision highlighted her continued commitment to motherhood. Once she moved into the White House, Melania launched her official initiative, Be Best. The program focused on children's well-being, online safety, social media responsibility, anti-bullying awareness. Although critics argued the initiative lacked detail, supporters praised its focus on mental health and kindness in the digital age. Challenges and controversies. Melania's time as First Lady was not without controversy. She faced constant media speculation, scrutiny of her fashion choices, and assumptions about her silence. One of the most discussed moments occurred during a visit to a migrant detention center, where she wore a jacket with a controversial message. While critics reacted strongly, Melania clarified that she did not intend harm and urged people to focus on actions rather than clothing. Despite pressure, she maintained dignity and avoided public conflict. Her approach remained consistent, quiet strength over public drama. International representation. Melania represented the United States on numerous international visits, meeting world leaders, royalty, and humanitarian organizations. Her multilingual abilities allowed her to communicate directly with foreign leaders, often earning respect behind closed doors. She emphasized diplomacy through grace rather than confrontation, understanding the symbolic power of her role. Life after the White House. After leaving the White House in January 2021, Melania stepped back from public life. She returned to a more private existence, focusing on her family, personal projects, and select philanthropic efforts. Unlike many former First Ladies, she chose not to remain in the public spotlight. This decision reflected her long-standing preference for privacy and independence. Legacy and public perception. Melania Trump remains one of the most enigmatic First Ladies in American history. Loved by some, misunderstood by others, she never tried to fit a traditional mold. Her legacy is defined by personal discipline, strong boundaries, commitment to motherhood, quiet resilience under pressure. She proved that visibility does not always require loudness, and influence does not always demand constant speech. Melania Trump's life story is not about noise, it is about control, choice, and composure. From Slovenia to the White House, she navigated different worlds without losing her sense of self. In a time when public figures are expected to explain everything, Melania chose silence where necessary, strength where required, and grace where possible. Her journey remains a powerful example of how determination and discipline can quietly shape history.